What's up, everybody? Sujin Patel here. This is another part of my growth series where I'm doing Q&A on all the questions I get asked over email, Twitter, whatever, all these places, in person. It's crazy. So I figured I'd do a video so everyone, my audience, can benefit from it. So this question's from a friend of mine. He's like, how do you manage multiple businesses? Well, first and foremost, it is hard work. I sleep very little, but I'm fairly, mid-level stress. I've always been it's an evolving process, let's say that, to the least. Can I start over?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me start over on that one because that was rambling there. What's up, everybody? Sujin Patel here. Today, I'm going to do another growth Q&A. This question comes from a good friend of mine, and he asked me, how do you manage multiple businesses? Oh man, I get that question asked all the time, and the short answer is, I have a really badass team, and it's just not me. I'm the face of a lot of things because I'm just a loud person. I've got somewhat of a brand and an audience and people that listen or at least amuse me. And so I talk a lot, right? So I'm not always the one doing everything. And so that's very, 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 very important to know. Having a team is very, very important. Number two is I say no to most things. So I focus on the 80-20, and I have a video on the 80-20 rule of how I actually do this, but essentially I focus on the big things that can actually move the needle for these businesses. And instead of going and spending hundreds of hours a month on Mailshake, I spend dozens of quality hours and test out things and only work on the things that can move the needle. So for example, we don't have a referral program because when I did the math on how effective a referral program would be for our business, it didn't pan out to move more than about 10% of our business. So what's the point? I'm looking for things that can move mountains. And so by saying no to a lot of things, it allows me to do multiple businesses. The last thing I want to share is that if you look at our agency and you look at Ramp Ventures, you'll notice that we use the same channels for growth. Word of mouth, content marketing, SEO, so like inbound marketing, paid search, paid social, and the list goes on. We got CRO. So we've got all these toolkits and people and processes and tactics and strategies under our belts. We only go and apply those. We only go into more companies and acquire companies that fit that model. So it allows us to duplicate what we are good at instead of finding a thing that we're not good at and trying to make that work. What that means is if I have hired that role, let's say a person to manage all of our content marketing, I know how to hire a second person, or maybe they can take it on. So it makes for a very, very seamless transition for a new business when we're acquiring it.